you are, welcome back to my channel. I am Fiona. So yes, I'm leaving my job and I am leaving Tanzania. Actually, my contract ends in June, so I will still be here the first week of July, and then I will be leaving. And so I wanted to tell you how I got to this point of deciding that I need to leave. I'm not happy here. I'm not happy here. So in December, I met with my managers to talk about my contract. Most of us that kind of live abroad, we have 2-year contracts. Some people have different times on their contract, but my contract was for 2 years. And in December, December, I met with my managers to talk about what I was going to do, and I didn't really know. But deep down in my heart, I knew I did not want to be here. And so I met with them. They said they'd like me to stay, and even offered me a 1-year contract as an option. I was really toying with the idea of having a 1-year contract, because I kind of worked it out that, well, if I have a 1-year contract, all the holidays that I take in between will not make it 1 year. But when I left that office, I just had this feeling of dread and disappointment that I cannot be here for 1 more year. I just absolutely cannot be here for 1 more year. And when I want to make it clear that when I'm talking about here, I'm talking about where I'm working and where I'm living. I'm not talking about any other part of Tanzania, just about where I'm working and where I'm living. So I met with them, had that conversation, left. We said that we would talk again in several weeks, and actually I wrote to them and said I would not be staying. And I just had this feeling of relief when I sent that email. I can't stay here. I can't stay here for 2 reasons. Actually, it's all one big reason, but I can't stay here because when I initially got here, that should have been a sign. When I initially got here, people don't have, again, talking about people where I'm working, there's no standards here. There is no standards. And I learned that very quickly when I moved here. Before I moved into this house, I was living somewhere else, and it was small and clean. It was fine, no issues, other than the electricity kept being switched off and no one communicated that to me. And then, excuse me, and then they said that they were going to move me. I mean, I knew they were going to move me into this house, and I just needed to wait for it to be cleaned. And when they called me and said, oh, it's cleaned, and I got here, it was disgusting. It was disgusting. If I've got some, I think I've still got some pictures. I'll insert those pictures, and you can tell me if I'm losing my mind. So there's no real standards here, and then it's kind of been downhill ever since in terms of my expectations, my work expectations, and my living expectations, which are not unrealistic. There's just none, and it's this chasing people to redo what they've done because they didn't do it right the first time, and having that, due care and attention and standards. So living with that, and for instance, or for example, when the electricity goes out, that doesn't actually bother me. I'm not bothered really about electricity going out because I know where I'm living. I'm living in a part of Africa and the electricity goes out. It doesn't really bother me, if I'm honest. It's uncomfortable if it's very hot, like when I've been in Zanzibar, the many times I've been there, the electricity at some point goes out. It doesn't really bother me. So I'm not going to complain about something like that. Whilst living here, I've not been able to live the way that I like to live. When I was living in China, I lived and worked in China for 6 years. I was going to the gym, I was cycling, I could go and sit by the water, I could go to the park. I could just live, my life. And I can't do that here. I cannot do that here. Yes, there's the gym, it's the getting there to some of them, it's the gym's not necessarily clean, something's been broken, the entire, a few things are broken the entire time I've been going to the gym, and there's no kind of date in sight for it to be fixed, just little things. And so I just train by, I'll go for my long walks, breathing in the pollution from the cars. Every vehicle there's black like soot coming out. It's just unhealthy. I don't feel healthy living here, and that needs to improve. I need to fix that. That is imperative, because I've always felt healthy. I've always been healthy. I've always been in a healthy environment, and I don't feel, it's weird, right? Because it's like I'm here in Africa, I'm in Tanzania, and it's very green and it's very lush, but you walk on the road to go somewhere, and it's very dusty, and you're breathing in a lot of smoke, and that's not healthy. It's not healthy. So I'm just watching something. Sorry, I'm getting by. I also don't feel safe here. The crime is increasing. I don't even go out with my headphones. I don't even take my phone. There's occasions I do. When I do go out, I go out at a set time, so I don't go out as early in the morning anymore. I don't like that. And there's this, they suggest that you go with a group of people. I don't like that. I want to it's already a problem just going out. I just don't want to live where my overall well-being is in danger. I just don't want to. I work with a few people. The majority of the people that I work with are fine, but I work with a few people who, to be honest, I just don't respect them. They've been here a long time. I'm talking 10, 15, 25 plus years, and they haven't done anything to improve themselves. We have a responsibility when we're working in a professional capacity to take it upon ourselves to improve ourselves, move with the times, right? And then the company that you work with should be providing you with, not should, but there's, I'm going to use the word should, but there should be opportunities for you to CPD. And these people have been here, the people I'm talking about, the few people I'm talking about, and they've done nothing to improve themselves, and they've been working in a way that is unprofessional, abusive, just wrong. I wouldn't leave a dog with them. I wouldn't leave an empty carrier bag with them. And I don't want to work with them. Sitting in meetings and the arms are crossed and the face is pushed up, just disgusting. And they're so inflexible. Everything, since I came to improve the overall department. Although I didn't think I was coming to do that, but I've had to. And then and then we successfully got through an accreditation. But actually, I don't know. I got them through, and I'm taking those roses for that, my hard work, months of hard work. But it was done with people not supporting, being reluctant, them still wanting to do what they've been doing, even though it's wrong, them still wanting to do what they have been doing for years, even though it's wrong. Those are the people I'm dealing with. They are African, they live here. Look, right. I don't need to deal with these people. I don't need to stay here. I don't need to work with them. And that's why I'm leaving. I'm leaving for my overall well-being and my mental health, and because I don't need to deal with people's garbage. I really just don't need to. I don't like being around them. I don't like working with them, and I'm not. So I've got about 64 days, I think it's 64 days, and I've already started packing. I'll be sending a few boxes to my mum's house. I will be going to England for 1 week, and then I'm going to go somewhere else. I've decided to trust myself. I've decided to try and do the things I want to do. Just as I come to these different countries and I implement things that people thought probably couldn't have been done, and I do it. I turn around in my job, I make the really awful things really wonderful and brand new again. And I need to do that for myself. So I'm going to rest. I don't sleep well here. I haven't slept well in the 2 years that I've been here. And I say here as in here where near where I'm working. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel healthy, as I've said. It's only when I leave and go on holiday, I sleep. And I feel like my body's resetting and resting. And then I'm like, oh God, I've got to come back and just go back into that cycle again. That cycle is going to end because I'm not going to continue, because that's not healthy. So that's my plans. And I see it now. You hear people saying it, if all else fails and if it crashes and burns, you can always go back to what you were doing. And I absolutely can. But it's not going to, whatever I do is not going to crash and burn. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. But if it does, I can always go back. Not here. I'm not going to come back and work here, but I can go and work anywhere in the world. And that's my intention, is to do that, to trust myself. So that's what's happening. There was a little bit of fear. There was this whole, oh my God, what am I doing? Fiona, what are you doing? I had that for a moment, and it was momentary, and it's gone. And now it's just, let's do this. Let's go and live. Let's go and be healthy again. Let's live and reclaim, well, not reclaim, but let's get my life back. Because you can't reclaim your time. Once 5 minutes is gone, that 5 minutes is gone, you can't get it back. I've had a good times. I've enjoyed my experience here in terms of, seeing Tanzania. I'm certainly going to be back in Zanzibar very, very soon. But I'm going to be going somewhere a country I've never been to before, and I'm super, super excited. I'm planning all of that. This is my health sabbatical. That's what it is. This is my health sabbatical, and I'm going to go and enjoy it. I'm going to rest. I'm going to train. I cannot wait to just be training. I'm going to be at the beach. I'm going to be running. I'm going to be doing all the things that I love to do. I'm taking my cold pressed juicer with me. And I'm going to go and live and work things out and trust myself and try and do the things that I want to do. But staying here is not for me. A couple of days ago, I was in my office doing my work, music in the background, really low, but just enough to you're in the zone, you're in the working zone. And this woman who works here, she came to the office and she said to me, she knocked on the door. My door was open, but she knocked on the door, she came in. And she said, oh, hi Fiona, how are you? Just came to say hi. And, so I turned off the music, lowered the laptop down a little bit. And she was like, she said, how are you doing? Just came to see how you're doing. Then she sat down, uninvited, and proceeded to tell me, oh, I'm moving into your house. So I just came to find out if there's any problems. Is there anything that I need to know about the house? Is everything okay? And I said, well, everything's fine. Maybe the drain just needs to be unclogged a little, now and again, because sometimes the water in the shower cubicle rises a little bit, but generally it's fine. She said, oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. And then she said that how I'm going to send a kaka, which is a brother handyman. I'm going to send a kaka round to where I still live to cut the grass. And I'm like, you know, they already send people to come and cut the grass. She said, no. She said, I'm going to get them to come, I'm going to send him to come and cut the grass, because if you keep cutting the grass, it just grows really nicely. And you're going to see him regularly. That's what she told me. And right there was another confirmation that I don't need to be here. I don't actually probably need to be working for anybody, but I certainly don't need to be here. The discourtesy, the no boundaries, the I'm not going to ask you, I'm just going to tell you attitude. I don't want to see a man in the garden if I'm out here or if I'm my space. I don't want to see that. You're not even asking me. I never said any of that to her. In my mind, I'm having that conversation. Again, another confirmation for me. I've had lots of men since I've been here that telling me that I don't need to be, I shouldn't be here. And I've paid attention. So I don't want to be someone that just lives kind of a flat line life, staying somewhere that just doesn't resonate with me, staying somewhere that's not healthy for me, staying somewhere where I can't progress as a person, I can't live the life that I want to live. And where I am, I can't do that. I can't do those things. It doesn't speak to me at all. So yeah, new chapter, and I'm grateful that I can do this. It's the right decision. I think we need to trust ourselves. I'm trusting myself. I'm definitely trusting myself. I was listening to two women. I was listening to these two women. I'm going to at them in this vlog about their experience in terms of, you know, just going on a sabbatical and leaving their jobs, and they haven't been back to work since, and they're just living their life. They're living their life. And no, I'm certainly not copying what someone else is doing on the internet, people I've never met. And I'm certainly not giving up my job to do YouTube full time. Absolutely not. But it was just so powerful to hear them talk about them trusting themselves, because it is really about trusting yourself, right? And I loved that. I loved hearing that. I loved knowing for myself that either way, no matter what I do, it's going to be fine, because I'm in a position where I can go and do something for myself, or I can go and find something else. But right now, I need to just bring it down and rest. I've been working since I was, 15 and a half, when I got my national insurance card. I was living in England, and they sent out your national insurance card, and I still have that card. And when I say working, I mean at that time when you're like a teenager in your 20s, you know, it's a weekend job, it's a Saturday job, it's a holiday job, but I've been working, and I'm tired. And I'm tired of actually working for people. I really am. And I'm just tired of working for people. So I'm gonna see if doing something else that sits with my soul and my spirit is what I need. Rest is definitely what I need, but finding a different path is what I also need to be doing too. So, exciting times. Follow me, subscribe, share, drop in the comments if you have done the same thing, if you are living your life and on your own path. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm not telling you where I'm going. You have to be subscribed to find out where I'm going. 64 days. I think it's 64 days as of today. I will be back in Zanzibar. So this isn't goodbye to Zanzibar. This is just goodbye to my job and to the area that I live in. New beginnings. Thank you for watching. And thank you for subscribing. And I will see you soon.